Hello, guys. My name is Shreyash, and I would like to welcome you to the brand new chat show of CISC, that is Chelsea India Supporters Club. Now, we are an India based fan club for Chelsea Football Club. This is just to provide all the fans across the globe a platform to come together and discuss. Every kind of information related to the Chelsea Football Club. It could be the transfer policies, uh, the match reviews, match ratings, every kind of information. Now, just to sum up the season till now, we have not got off to a very bright start. If you uh, count from the Community Shield match, of course we were a bit unlucky. Whenever a game goes to the penalty shootout, it's very hard to call it. Now the first game was horrible for us. We had, I think it was the worst first half performance in a very long time. It was absolutely no words. So we had two red cards, but the way we bounced back after the halftime, it was a very passionate performance, and I'm sure if we had just 5 minutes extra, we could have won the game, or at least got away with 1 point. The hardest thing was it was at the bridge, which was it was disheartening. And the second game was actually a fire test against Spurs away. Of course, Wembley has not been very kind to Spurs, but our team was depleted. The new players who had come in were not fully fit and very well set into the team. Hazard, of course, the best player, uh, injured, and all the signs were red. But see, it was not a very dominating game by Chelsea, but tactically we were so strong. The midfield steel was very evident, and Antonio Conte, all kudos to him, he got it spot on. Now the third game, of course, it was the first. It was the first game where I think we were not completely down morally. So it was a very good performance, and the score 2-0 extremely complimentary. Okay, it was really nice for us, and the international break happened. Not a fan of international break, but of course World Cup qualifiers. Uh, the next game is so very important for us because it is against Leicester. 2 years back they were the champions. Now we just got a player from Leicester. Okay, we'll come to the transfer section after a while, after we discuss the fixtures. This month is so important for the team. Why, I'll tell you, because the next game is against Leicester. Yeah, we have Arsenal this month. The transfer season has not been very kind to Arsenal this time, but they still have Ozil, they have Czech, they have Sanchez. It is going to be a pretty difficult game because Arsenal Chelsea is always a very big game. After that, we have before the Arsenal game, we have the first Champions League match. Oh God, I'm so thankful that the Champions League returns to the bridge. We have the first team. The first opponent is, of course, Karabakh, the Azerbaijani team. Everyone expects Chelsea to win, but in Champions League, you never know which team is going to trump you. So of course, fingers crossed, but thank God for Champions League nights. This month we also travel to Vicente Calderon to play against Atletico Madrid. Then we come back and we play City. So this month is so very important. But the good news, the team is well set. No more injury fears to. Okay, of course, Hazard is back. Of course, Gary Cahill is suspended for one more game. But I think in defense we are pretty much sorted because of the reinforcements that we have gotten. Coming to the transfer, of course, we got in 6 players this time, which I think is a very good number. All right, and we have actually added a lot of steel to all the positions that we have. The only question mark remains in the department of striker. Now, of course, Michy Batshuayi had a wonderful preseason, but in the first game, the show was not very confident. All right, and of course, the own goal would have shattered his morale, but thank God we won that game. Now, when you talk about Alvaro Morata, the big shot signing of Chelsea, record signing, 58 million pounds, with the possibility of it moving up to £70 million, depending on the performance and what Chelsea achieves this season. Now, see, one thing I could tell you, that I think technically he's a better player than Costa, but when you talk about Premier League, and we all know it is physically taxing. Uh, Diego Costa had that presence. He has that hustle, like character, which of course, as of now, Alvaro Morata does not show. Of course, it's I think both of them are very different players. Morata is very good with feet. He's good with headers. Look at him: 2 goals, all headers; 2 assists, all headers. I think it's the first time four goal scoring opportunities only headers. But of course, he's very good with feet also. I'm sure he's going to be a hit for us this season. All right, coming to the transfers that we have made, there was a very big negativity around the social media, and of course, all the media houses. They have been slandering Chelsea since a long time. I don't really know why such negativity persists. A lot of criticism came. Very sorry. A lot of criticism came across the Chelsea Football Club. I think because of the lackluster deadline day. But I think if you look at the players that we have signed, I think we have done pretty well. We start with the backup goalkeeper Billy Caballero. I think he's wonderful because he has a lot of experience and a very good backup to, of course, Thibaut. Now you talk about midfield. We have Bakayoko, who I think is an upgrade from Matic. I miss Matic like crazy, and I was really angry when Matic got sold to United. I was completely fine if I would have been completely fine if he went to some other league, but EPL and United, that was actually pretty sad. But once you look at Bakayoko, of course, Steel. All right, he's very solid. He can dribble. All right, so I genuinely think that he's an upgrade to Matic. But of course, Matic. That's pretty sad. Now we have Antonio Rudiger from AS Roma. He's a very solid defender. Last 2 matches, he has been quite impressive. So I think but that is of course my personal opinion. Rudiger is better than Cahill. Gary Cahill is of course the captain and a wonderful player, but Rudiger I think adds a bit more stability because Gary Cahill tends to maybe he's error prone and of course unintentional completely. He's also a very solid player, but Rudiger I think is going to be a hit for Chelsea. We talk about Danny Drinkwater, of course, from Leicester. The Drinkwater Kante partnership is pretty amazing, and it was legendary while when they won actually the Premier League. Now Danny Drinkwater gives you the midfield steel which we lacked. All right. Now one more thing about Danny Drinkwater that I really liked is his ability to score from outside the box. After Frank Lampard, we have been lacking in that department. People don't really try from outside the box, and you look at Drinkwater's shot taking capabilities, and it is pretty amazing. So I think it's a wonderful signing. Last but not the least, we have David Zappacosta. Very sorry, it's David Zappacosta. No one. I personally did not know about this player. Of course, he's from Torino, and we were being linked with Belotti. But all of a sudden, the last day, Zappacosta came, and of course, he has a very fancy name because of the Costa factor. But when you look at numbers, he has been second to only Sandro in the league, which is pretty impressive. And of course, having seen all the pundits and the reviewers rate the player, it is pretty evident that it is Zappacosta is a Conte signing. He's a runner, he's a hustler. Of course, the numbers say it. I have not seen him play, but I'm sure if Antonio Conte has chosen this player, is going to be a wonderful addition to the team. Now that was the transfer review of this of the season, of course. For the Chelsea football team, I think we have added very quality players to the team. The last day was not very rewarding in terms of transfers. Hence the negativity around it. But when you look at from a neutral point of view, I think the players who have come in are really really nice. Uh, the next fixture, of course, it's on Saturday, Leicester City. I think we are going to win 3-1, but of course that is what I think. Uh, this month, super important. We are going to come up with a lot more videos. We'll have a video for the Champions League draw, of course, a very tricky draw for Chelsea. We are going to cover this in detail in the next video. This was just an introduction to the new chat show of CISC and a review of the season till now. Hope you enjoyed it. Please give a like, subscribe, comment of what you think about the transfer season and the upcoming fixtures. My name is Shreyas. Take care, enjoy, up the Blues.